Howdy everyone, and welcome back to this tutorial series. In the previous video, we managed to display our rich text fields, as you can see here. And in this video, now we turn our attention to the tags, okay? So let's look at the payload on in the console and see if we have our tags there. As you can see, we have no tags at all, okay? So, and the reason is because when we are in our job reducer here, if I go to utils, okay, in our job reducer, well, when we are parsing the job, okay, let's see here actually, okay, we are not parsing the tags, and the tags can be found on the meta tag field of the raw job. So let's try to add that now, and let's look again at the tags field in the console. So let's do raw job.metadata. That's where Contentful stores the tags. Okay, so let's refresh the page. Okay, and let's see what we have here. Okay, tags. You see, these are tags, right? So we have all the tags for this job. But as you can see, once again, they are very nested in a very contentful way of doing things, and obviously we don't want that, and that's the first thing. And secondly, these are, like, you remember in the content modeling videos, we relied on this, I would say, hacky way of grouping our tags by different semantic levels. So for example, we know by this prefix that this is a tag that is related to a specific skill. Okay, so this is a skill tag. Okay, and so now what we want to do is to add some reducers to make sure that we're passing these tags appropriately and fetching the skills. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So let's come back to our utils, where we are implementing our reducer, and let's add a tags reducer in it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to implement a tags reducer. Let's add that here. Export const tags reducer. Okay, reducer equals tags field. Tags field. Okay, this. Now let tags equals an empty array. That's empty array. Okay, and then tags field map. Okay, map, and then the tag field called a raw tag. Raw tag. Okay, and then const. I'm gonna get the tag, right? The tag itself. Raw tag. sys.id, and then I'm going to push it, tags.push tag, because remember, where do we get the tags? It's basically like we have an array here, and each of them is in the sys, and the actual tag is in the id attribute, right? So that's what we're doing here. That's exactly what we're doing here. I think this is raw tag, not raw rag, and then we return the tags. Okay, return tags. Very good. Now, where do we want to use that? Well, instead of returning the raw tags like this, we're gonna parse them. Okay, so tags reducer. All right, very good. Like this. Excellent. Now let's see what we have here. So reduce this. You see, now instead of that messy thing, we are now getting our tags. But why are they not displayed here yet? Well, let's see why. In the job details, if you look at skills, let's search for .skills. You see, we're expecting skills. Okay, and it's like I said, we can have tags that are not necessarily related to skills, and they will have a different prefix. Okay, so in addition to passing the tags, we want to separate in a field called skills the tags that are actually related to a particular skill set, and that's exactly what we're going to do here in the utils. We're going to add a skills reducer that's going to do exactly that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add a skills reducer. I'm going to collapse a little bit this to make sure that we see what we, sorry, this one instead. Make sure that we see exactly what we're doing. Okay, so let's add a skills reducer. Export const skills, oops, skills reducer. Okay, equal past tags, right? Then const skills, skill tags equals to past tags, and then you're going to filter, right? Because remember, we want to get only the ones that are relevant. So the tag, and then how do we get, what is the filter criteria? Well, if the tag includes the sentence, the character skill dot, then we know that this is a tag related to skills. Then we filter that. And what do we do next? Well, we want the actual, because here it's going to be just the filter ones, but it's still going to have those skill prefix. When we are displaying it in the front end, obviously we don't want that prefix to appear, so we're going to remove that, and we're going to use the replace function to make sure that we clear that out. So I'm going to use the map function this time, skill tags dot map, okay, and then skill tag, right, and then I'm going to like this skill tag, and then, oops, and then replace. Okay, I'm going to replace skill dot, oops, by the empty character. Okay, and I'm going to return skills. These are skills, right? And I'm going to use that in the reducer like this. I'm going to say job dot skills equals to skills reducer. Remember, it takes the past tags as input, so I'm going to pass a job dot tags like this, and let's see what happens. Let's refresh here. Oops, skill not defined. Where is that? It's probably somewhere here. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, so we have a bug here somewhere. Right, it should be skill. We are looking like this. Okay, good. Very good. Very refresh here. Excellent. Now we have it. We have all our tags. I can now remove the dummy one that we added here just for demo purposes and demonstration purposes. I can remove that one. See, now we have our tags. Okay, and if I look at the payload, you see here that we have all our tags, and alongside them we also have our skills, right, which are passed, and the skill dot prefix is removed. Okay, so that's it. We have now displayed successfully both the rich text and the tags, and yeah, it looks very, very beautiful, don't you think? So that's it for the jobs page section. In the next video, we're going to look at relational. Actually, let me look at the title of the next video. Give me a second here. Yeah, so in the next video, we're going to look at relational queries. Okay, so how to do relational queries. And basically by relational queries, we mean like when you have, for example, a job. This is a company. Ideally, we would like to go to the company page. Obviously, this is a 404 page, but like once you have a company like this, a company card like this, we would like to see all the jobs related to that company, right? And to begin with, what we're going to have is the company ID or the company's log. And how do we, from that, retrieve all the jobs related to that specific company? If you see in our model here, like this, we have a relationship. So the company attribute in the job is a link to the company entity type, okay? So how do we, from the company, basically from how do we get all the jobs related to a specific company using nested queries in Contentful? That's going to be the topic of our next video. Thank you all for watching, and I see you next. Bye.